Michele Granberg here. Welcome to Positive Energy, enlightening television for the evolving soul. On this show, my guest is Elaine Sillver, award-winning performer and spiritual singer-songwriter. She's here to entertain us as well as explore the spiritual nature of music. Sit back, relax, and enjoy, because Positive Energy starts right now.
Love and light to you. Life is happening in the moment. Love and light to you. Know that all is as it should be. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. Love and light is true. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. Now I enter into stillness. Love and light to you. From the center comes the goodness. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. Love and light is true. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. See all of creation move into transformation. Love and light is true. Love and light to you. Feel the inspiration move into co-creation. This insight is true. Love and light to you. It's about the journey, not the destination. Love and light to you. It's about the joy and the celebration. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. Love and light is true. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. See all of creation move into transformation. Love and light is true. Love and light to you. Feel the inspiration move into co-creation. This insight is true. Love and light to you. Life is happening in the moment. Love and light to you. Know that all is as it should be. Love and light to you. Love and light to you. Love and light is true. Love and light to you. 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 Oh, we're rolling.
So I'm excited to have Elaine Sillver here on Positive Energy. Elaine, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Michelle. I'm so happy to be here. Finally.
Yay! So tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started.
Well, I come from a musical family. My dad was a beautiful singer and a concert violinist and a composer. He played piano, and he even taught guitar a little bit, like beginning guitar to classes like at the YMCA. And it's funny because years later I took over that class. I got to have that job for a couple of years. And my mom always sang, and her father lived with us, and my mom's mother's twin sister lived with us for a while, and they all played the piano.
And everybody was musical.
Everybody was
Just
musical.
A little musical fest there in the household.
Listen, I remember we had 5 kids. I remember driving down the road, and we were all singing in the car, but we were all singing different songs. That which is kind of par for the course. We're all kind of very individually driven with what we want to do.
So how did that lead you up to now, which you are always at all times kind of full-time providing your music to people?
I think when I was very young, I got the idea in my head that I needed to be a performer. It dawned on me that I was always performance-oriented. I was a performance vocal major, classical and jazz in college, and just always having the goal of performing. Going in the closet, writing a song or practicing a song so I could perform it. But being with this group and just playing music and then having all these violins there, and it was just like, oh, you mean I could just play music just to play music, not to someday I'm going to perform this? It was a
for the joy of it.
Yeah, for the joy of it.
It's in your blood. It's just
yeah
wired. Right?
It's joyful anyway, but to not have the goal that I have to perform, it was liberating. It was like a defining moment for me. It was amazing.
So given that that's your passion, and it's such a natural extension and expression of you, and you sing for others and bring your music to others, and you call it a metaphysical musical ministry. So literally music as ministry, music as service. So say a little bit about that.
Do you know that I was pretty well known around here as the folk music queen of New Jersey?
I didn't know that.
George Kanzler from the Star Ledger.
The folk music queen of New Jersey. That's
yes,
quite a title.
That was my title. And, you know, folk music, that was my passion, folk music. I played the banjo, I played the dulcimer, the guitar. I sang in lots of different styles. But then in the mid-'80s, I had a spiritual awakening. And from that point on, I started to write more about things that were more real to me. I mean, I never wrote very much or sang very many songs that were, I call them victim songs. You know, you make me feel like this, or
Poor me, you left me.
Yeah.
I'm all alone now.
All that stuff.
None of that.
That didn't float my boat. I like talking about real things, what I consider real things, like issues and things that inspire and things that empower people. And peace, love, and joy. Those are and oneness. Yeah. These are my topics. So gradually it got more and more that way.
It evolved into that.
And I started taking classes at the Church of Religious Science in Morristown, New Jersey in 1993. And then my passion got languaging, to have those principles and those ideas and universal laws, to actually get to write about that stuff was so powerful for me. And I was singing in more and more churches. And then I moved to Florida, and I had been going to Florida every winter for many years. And in Florida, I just focused on the churches. Like Sunday mornings, my big work day, right? So,
well, I love the idea that this is where church is going, where even organized religion can go, as well as free-form spirituality, and music being so central to that, and music teaching. You're teaching and contributing. Yes, with your music.
Yeah, and the way that I've gotten it to actually become a ministry, not just music, but I get the pulpit. 3 or 4 Sundays a month, I'm the minister, and I do music. And I got my foot in the door because I'm talented with singing and presenting these principles, but through song. But now I get to do the whole thing, and that is like, nothing's better than that. That's my favorite job.
Brings it all together, right?
Yes. And
so
I like working with smaller groups. It doesn't have to be mega churches. You know, that doesn't really, I like individual, I like when I get to actually be with people, talk to people.
That's really where it lives, right? In those interactions, and you can look eye to eye and see that it makes a difference for people, that they really have those aha moments.
And not only that, but then I belong to them.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm theirs. And I like that sense of belonging.
So what are some of the main sort of spiritual themes? On this show, we talk a lot about the universal spiritual principles and laws, sort of how the universe works, and I know that's some of what you sing about, in addition to singing about peace, love, and joy.
Peace, love, and joy through
we
music.
can never talk about that enough, especially in this day and age. So what
And
what's
oneness.
sort of that common thread and oneness?
Oneness is my big
through
thing,
your
because
music.
science of mind, that's what God, whatever you want to call it, universe, light, infinite wisdom, is all there is. So each one of us is an extension of that. And that's a big theme for me. And to know that our highest measure of success is our joy. So I like to help, I like to make people laugh, I like to have people have a good time.
So do you feel like music is easier for people to understand these principles perhaps through music and song, and they're more open to it because of the vibration and just the therapeutic nature of music itself, rather than just listening to someone lecture or even reading it in a book? It probably gets in a lot deeper because people are so
well
much
not
more
only
open.
are they listening to me, I get them to sing along, and that right there they get their vibration raised. So it makes it more they get to be more receptive to what they're hearing. And I think it's an experience. It's not just listening.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thanks. So let's kind of segue from that, even though it's not so different. It would seem a little leap to talk about the Beatles.
Okay.
Because
yeah, I could tell you
the
that.
Beatles, who you love, and who doesn't love the Beatles, some of your work is helping people to be able to appreciate the spirituality of each of the Beatles as humans, as individuals, as well as how that flows into their music. And just like you, they sang about some higher ideas, some bigger concepts. Not at first.
And then they
decided
they wanted to try to get high naturally, because they did experiment with probably every known, mind-altering substance on the planet. And then in 1967, they had been together 7 years already. They met when they were teenagers. Now they were moving towards 30, and they were maturing. So they learned how to do transcendental meditation in 1967. Right. And in 68, they went to India, and they studied with the Mahesh Yogi and hung out with him. And I just think they had more of those defining moments. And George got really enamored, even during the movie Help. He was really taken by the Indian music. Yeah. The sitar and all those horns that they play and the tablas. And then when they went to study with the Maha, he really got into the Hare Krishna pathway.
Yeah. So that's what speaks to you about them as well. And so that's why you're almost continuing some of that work that they've offered, right? And you have a workshop or a concert, a performance on the spirituality and the Beatles where you get to talk about that. And I attended that, and it was really wonderful.
I do. And now, last Sunday, I did a whole program. I was the minister at a little Unity Church in Asbury, New Jersey, in Hunterdon County. And they did prayer through song. So I talked about one kind of prayer we sang about. I talked about another kind of prayer we sang. But then we did a 2-hour workshop that I called A Circle of Peace, Love, Joy, and Beatles. So I got to share some of the beautiful ancient ceremonial rituals, because I'm also an ordained priestess in the Temple of Isis in California. And by telling people that, I get to clarify, no, Isis is the goddess. Isis is, they're taking the name of goddess in vain. Mm-hmm. But I've been involved with earth-based spirituality for a long time. Mm-hmm. And so that gets to come through. And they get to share and learn some of these beautiful rituals, like calling in the directions, doing a sacred passing of a blessing cup where each person gives and receives a blessing in circle. We don't have to go to a man priest to get blessed. We do it we have our own connection. We honor ourselves as human and divine in these circles. So a third of it is a little concert, a third of it is the Beatles program, and then a third of it is where I teach the rituals. And then we end with Imagine.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really
beautiful.
fun.
I hope people will find you for that and really check it out, because it really is a really nice experience.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for so long. As you said, you've been in so many places. It probably is hard for you to remember. You've been around New Jersey. I can remember so long ago, and now you go around to a lot of different places. So you must have had a lot of different experiences. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what that's been like to be able to sort of be on the road. What's been your most memorable or favorite times and places, and how do people respond in
general
to your music?
I would tell you my memorable moments, but I forgot.
Oh,
no, you forgot.
It's not that memorable.
There have been a lot of memorable
I thought you were going to say
moments.
it's inappropriate, though. And
Well,
I can't share it because it's inappropriate. Yeah. And I was going to say, no, really, what is it? Share it.
You know, one of my favorite times this was in 1982. This was actually before I had the big spiritual awakening, although I took the S training in 1976. So, I was already asking myself, who am I? But I got to open for Arlo Guthrie at the Dreyer Park Zoo in West Palm Beach on Valentine's Day in 1982, and there were thousands of people, and it was a really good match. The program and the people were very open to what I was singing and talking about, and of course I'm sure I got them to sing along on some of the songs. So that was a really memorable moment for me. And I have another one.
They're
I know
all
another
memorable
one.
then.
Well, it was on the 20th anniversary of Earth Day. Okay, Earth Day started April 22nd, 1970, and April 22nd, 1990 was the 20th anniversary, and that's when Earth Day became really a big thing, because a lot of the people that started it now had kids, and they could teach their children instead of being a lot of teenagers did it back in 1970. That was a movement, the Green Movement. So I got to sing outside the UN to thousands of people, and I had learned an a cappella song about the whales, and I sang that song just by myself, and you could hear a pin drop in the middle of New York City. So that was a memorable
That was in
moment.
1990?
April 22nd, 1990.
Oh, I wish they had taped that to hear
Maybe
that.
they did.
Do you remember any of the song?
I could probably go back into my memory files, but I haven't sung it probably in a few decades. It's called The Last Leviathan, and it's one that I didn't write it, but I actually heard it the night before at the Minstrel Coffee House in I think they might have been in Morristown then. They moved around a few times. But yeah, I heard it that night, and I thought, I got to sing this at Earth Day tomorrow, and I did, and it was really powerful.
Beautiful. You have such a repertoire of songs, so you can probably pull one out for every occasion, that type of...
Well, if I can, I'll make one up.
Make one up on the spot.
I don't know about on the spot, but if I have time, I could... If I have a theme and I have a few sentences or some images, I can usually go with it. And it makes me actually understand what I'm talking about better if I write about it. Because I really have to go into a deeper place and pull it forth.
Yeah. Would you say that it's like channeling when that music is coming through, right? From a different source. It's sort of, or it's creativity and intuition and spirituality really are sort of one. One process in some ways.
Thought is creative. So if it comes out as a poem, if it comes out as a melody, if it comes out as a thought, even you right now, just you didn't know exactly what you were going to say. It's all channeling. So it may be a deeper place. I don't know, but we all do it.
Yeah. When we sort of cease the overthinking and the overanalyzing and just let those words come or let that expression come in that way.
Yes. I agree.
So I think it's going to make such a difference for people. What about maybe on a bigger scale? Do you think about that as well? What's sort of your vision of what your music and how it can inspire the world? Certainly it's inspiring small groups of people, large groups of people.
Okay, here's the idea about that. I could still have this goal, and really being very clear that this was a goal, to make a huge difference in the lives of millions of people through my music and spirit. And I was doing that. I mean, I was working and really efforting to get that done, and then I got burnt out. So when that happens, that was just my ego taking over. Oh yeah, I set that intention, I'm going to make it happen. So I learned we have to allow what is and accept how it is. And I have progeny through my music. I have a legacy, and I actually qualified it with when I'm alive, while I'm still alive. But whatever happens, I mean, I get to be the minister.
Why stop there, though?
Yeah, I mean, it'll keep going. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll be an overnight success in 100 years.
Posthumously.
That really was a big goal for me, but I don't focus on that now because I would, I don't want to be right that I had that goal. I want to be happy in the moment now, not like always, get out of my way. I'm trying to do this. I want to be here now.
Yeah. And the truth is that we do all make a difference. We all are making a difference in every moment. Even when we're alone in our rooms by ourselves, right?
You could be making a difference, but it's very satisfying to have people send me emails or tell me, if it wasn't for your music, I never would have gotten through that. Oh, your music helped me so much. One woman told me, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have this baby right now because you helped me get out of this relationship, and then I have things like that are really powerful and empowering to them and me. It helps me to go, oh yeah, I'm on the right path.
Really shows you the healing power of music.
Yes.
That music, again, the vibration, it works on us on so many levels, right? Subconscious levels, cellular levels, and holding space. When you sing, you really create quite a sacred space.
It does, yeah.
So that's
especially if people listen.
Especially if they listen and they're
listen
present
and sing along.
And they sing along.
Yeah.
So it really is a spiritual practice.
It is a spiritual practice, yes.
Yeah.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers. So you have so much going on right now. What's on your calendar? Where are you performing currently and maybe in the near future?
In the near future, I have two wonderful things coming up in Morristown, New Jersey. August 19th, Friday, August 19th, at the Center for Spiritual Living, I will be performing with Richard Schulman, who I've written music with him, and I met him when he lived in New York in the late 80s, but he lives in Asheville now, and I get to work with him every once in a while. He's coming up to help me record my 21st CD, which will be
21 CDs.
I have 19. I'm working on 20, and then we're going to work on the 21st, which is going to be Across the Universe, an hour of Across the Universe, and he's going to play all this new age music through it, and it's going to be I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but I know it's going to be great because I have him and John Guth, my engineer, who is kind of a miracle worker. So that's August 19th. It's at 7 or 7:30, and then on Labor Day, on Monday, Labor Day, I'm going to be presenting for the Association of Higher Awareness, and they meet at the Morristown Unitarian Fellowship. And I think that starts at 7, but I'm not positive, but it's on Monday, September 5th. And I'm going to be doing that, Peace, Love, Joy, and Beatles. It's going to be in 2 parts. I'll do a concert of my metaphysical truth principles through music. We'll have a break, and then I'm going to do the Beatle program.
Nice.
Yeah.
So give us your website so that people can find you through your website and see where you are. I imagine your calendar is there, as well as purchase your CDs if they'd like to do that.
Yes, it's ElaineSilver.com. And the best thing to do if they want to get my CDs, just go to cdbaby.com.
Go to CDBaby.
Go to CDBaby because they're the most generous. I'm on iTunes. I'm on a lot of them, but CDBaby is the most generous. So that helps me out. And then I don't have to mail it. They already have.
They take care of everything.
They do all that stuff. Yeah.
So you're doing a couple of songs on our show today. Anything you'd like to say about those 2 songs?
Yes, this number 20 CD is going to be called Goddess Guide Us, and it's all my goddess material that I've either recorded previously or has not been recorded yet. So there'll be about 18 songs. So it'll be a compilation, and I have a song called Lalita, and Lalita is the Hindu goddess of intimacy and ecstasy.
I hadn't heard of her.
I hadn't either.
The goddess of intimacy and ecstasy. She's a goddess you want to get to know.
She was under the covers for a long time.
I could see she was busy in the back there.
I have a friend, Susan Proctor, in West Palm, and she loves the goddess, and she's an Ayurvedic practitioner and a foodie. So she'd been putting on, she started to have, she called them a goddess salon, where everybody comes dressed in a certain color. There is one specific goddess for the evening. We have a dinner the food is good for all 3 doshas, and then we would have a circle. Mm-hmm. So I started to write a song for each of those goddess salons. So I have Lalita was the first one, then we did Sarasvati, then we did Lakshmi. I have 2 songs for Radha, and I think that might be all that I did with her, but I have a lot of goddess stuff.
Yeah.
I have a lot of the Celtic goddesses too.
Oh, beautiful. What a beautiful way to honor them and to learn about them and to invoke them, through those beautiful songs.
Yeah, it's true. When I first really learned that there are all these goddesses, it was overwhelming to me. How could I remember them all? But over the years, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more you get to know them, they're here. They're within you, so they come through.
The archetypes.
Yes.
I've discovered my archetype. It's olive oil from Papa. She was hot.
Goddess olive oil.
She had 2 guys fighting over her. Anyway, I just thought, oh yeah, well, I'm olive oil. Yeah, I like olive oil.
I'm going to think about that. All the cartoon archetypes that we can.
Oh yeah.
The spiritual cartoon archetypes
The
that we can relate to.
Roger Rabbit's wife.
That's me. I'm Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica, and then of course there's Betty Boop. You can't forget her.
There you go.
Minnie Mouse.
So we're just going to wrap up a bit, but leave our audience with something you'd love for them to go away with, a parting message, something hopeful that you can share with them.
Okay. And this is for me too.
Yeah.
Okay. So really, really powerful and important realization for people to have is to understand that what we focus on gets bigger. And if we understand that, and if, let's say there's something bothering us, well, we can talk about it for a little while, but you don't want to excess on something. You want to put your attention on the things that you want to have. And, I've gotten a lot of songs that way. Here's my situation. I don't like it. I'm feeling this, but I'm knowing this, and then I write about this, and then that lifts me up. So anything we can do for ourselves to bring us to a better feeling thought, I think is really powerful.
It's a beautiful reminder for people.
Thanks.
Focus on what you want and match the energy of that, and then that will manifest. Mm-hmm. So thank you for reminding us of that. And thank you, Elaine Sillver, for being here on Positive Energy, and thank you for the work that you do in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. This song is called Lalita, and Lalita is the Hindu goddess of intimacy and ecstasy. La 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 Lalita. She's staying in creation, scarlet light illumination, mastery of manifestation. La 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 Lalita, la 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 Lalita, la 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 Lalita, Lalita, la 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 Lalita, la 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 Lalita, la 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 Lalita, Lalita.
Well, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed meeting Elaine Sillver and experiencing the power and sacredness of spiritual music. Thank you for watching. Remember to spread good vibes and join me next time on Positive Energy.